2 points is the flimsiest of differences in a Challenge Cup semi-final. And as the boys were saying, Warrington know that they have no reason to panic whatsoever. But equally, Hull have every reason to be confident. There's a starry name, Alex Murphy, alongside his Mrs. Alice. They love their Challenge Cups, don't they? Alex Murphy, who's going to be one of those recognised in the Wembley statue when it's unveiled around the World Cup time. And Lee Briers, very much the kind of the modern mould of the Alex Murphy, the cheeky chappie on whom this Warrington side is built. Alex, of course, famous for Wembley appearances as a Wigan coach, as a Lee player coach. You went there with Warrington and St Helens as well. Here we go, game underway, second half. Lee Briers puts boot to ball, and it will be Hull who have possession for the first time in this second half. It's going to be taken in by the bandaged Jay Pitts. And Aaron Jeremiah is the man who's up at dummy half. So, Brian Noble, how do you see this second half panning out?
Great question. Can't answer it. I don't know. It's so close. It's too close. It's one goal kick score and penalty score, should I say, a 2-point ball game, and both teams will feel confident.
Well, we started the first half in sunshine. We start the second in, I would say, light drizzle at the moment, and certainly a bit breezier than it was. It'll be interesting to see for whom the wind is an advantage. Here's Jeremiah, off and running, clattered into by Simon Grix. Hull safely negotiating the opening 5 tackles and finding themselves just inside the Warrington half. So here comes the 6. Holdsworth gets the kick away, looking for that big gap between the full-back and the winger. That's a good kick. That is a good kick. Hodgson has to do something about it. Offers it onto Monaghan, and when he looks up and puts his head down, he sees the Warrington chase is very good.
Well, the kicking game early in the second half is important because we've had a little bit of a downpour, and it will make the ball greasy. Now, both teams will be looking to establish some field position and force a few errors on the opposition.
Here's Michael Monaghan. Bring it on to Adrian Morley. What a presence he's been in British and Australian rugby league over the years. Here's Carvel, offers it on. Monaghan, Michael Monaghan. Carvel is there. Monaghan uses him as a bit of a foil and tries to dodge and weave his way through. So the final tackle out to Briers, who has to hurry just a little to get that kick away. Whiting is there in position, one bounce into his hands. Lynham will run it back, looking for the fringes straight away. And the tackle is a good one. Let's hear from Tony Arnold what the two coaches have had to say at half-time.
Well, let's start with Peter Gentle. He said that the team that plays the football will win this, but he had to say that his side made too many errors in that first half. Those have got to be cut out, but he was pleased with the defence and discipline of his side. He has confirmed that Shannon McDonald will play no further part. He's got a full leg hamstring injury. As for Tony Smith, he was pretty calm. He said we need to be a bit more patient. Both teams are making too many errors. Need to be more careful with the ball and get up their end of the field.
So there you go, confirmation. Shannon McDonald out for the game. 9 Warrington errors, 6 Hull errors. Who cares? Who's careless? It's who wins that matters most. There's Riley. Good pick-up from an awkwardly bouncing ball. Hodgson. So Joel Monaghan, what's he given here? Offside against that whole defence. Joel Monaghan wanted to take it quickly. The referee says, take your time. Briers puts it out. You can see the whole players a little bit of a broken line. The referee urging them back. They didn't take any notice, so he had to blow his whistle, and that's why Warrington are in this position now as a result of that penalty. Michael Monaghan, on it goes to Morley. Morley puts his head down and barges forward again. Raindrops hanging heavy around Huddersfield. There'll be a rainbow somewhere, and it might be with a bit of a primrose and blue hue if this set of 6 goes the way Warrington want it to. Briers at dummy half, 10 metres away. Cooper switches back to Ratchford. Here now comes Hodgson. Across the line it goes. Griggs. Marshalled well. Marshalled well enough. Hodgson again. Here's Waterhouse. Try scorer once. Very nearly try scorer twice. But it's going to be held up.
They hold him up.
Well, the referee is asking the question here. It looked to our naked eye that he might have been held up, but let's not presume anything here. Let's hear instead from our video referee, Ian Smith.
Yeah, we're looking for grounding. Did the ball touch the line or anything on the try line or in the in-goal area? If he doesn't get it down, it will be no try, 5th tackle. There's nothing to show that the ball's down there. He's certainly up. Have you got anything from the front? If it does it go down initially? No, he's clearly held up. So that will be no try, 5th tackle.
Great job, Richard Whiting.
Well, 3 of them, 4 of them making sure he couldn't get it down, no try, but they still have a real opportunity here, Warrington. 2 tackles to go. Breers will put the kick up here, though. There goes the leap. Oh, it's a good one as well from Briscoe, who's caught it on the fall in the in-goal area. So that's the relief of a tap rather, back on the 20-metre mark. Now, had Briscoe taken that himself, he could have taken it quickly. But because he passed it to Jeremiah, the referee's saying, well, you've got to wait now. You can't take it quickly. It's the man who runs it back can take it quickly, can't he?
The rules, just for our viewers. If you catch the ball in goal and you get to that mark on the 20, you can tap it and you can go. If you pass it to somebody else, you have to wait till everybody's back there.
It's tickle tackled. It's the loveliest phrase in rugby league, isn't it? Tickle tackle.
Come on,
Here comes Pitts.
Going to sleep on it.
Driving in. Jeremiah. Ellis. Lurking on the fringes. There's a finger around the plate. Oh, don't show us that. Don't show us that. Tickle's putting his knuckle back in, I think. Where's tackle 5? Here comes the last. Hold just inside the Warrington half. Needs a good kick. Oh, it's not a good catch. Holdsworth gets it away to Whiting. And I think Miller was the first option. Whiting the third option. Hudson dealt with.
Well, it's the arm wrestle part of the game, isn't it? You have a go, we have a go. They're trying to establish field position. Warrington had the first go at it and just couldn't quite execute their last play. The ball went into touch that gave them 20 metres. Now Hull in the business of trying to restrict territory.
Knock on. Knock on by Cooper. Ellen feed Hull. Big win for the Hull defence. Possession and 6 tackles inside their opponent's half. It's hard work keeping hold of the ball when you've got that many defenders hanging on to you, isn't it?
And he gets back slammed as well, which dislodges the ball, and so it clearly does. Good work by the Hull defenders.
Danny Tickle was trying a bit of his own surgery to get that finger right again, but a bit more experienced medical help now, put a bit of a strap on it. It might be hanging off, Danny, but if we put this sticky tape on here, you can get through to full time.
Time off.
And don't forget, he would have had the cold sponge as well.
Of course.
Come on, mate, take him out.
There's the old faithful rendition ringing around this stadium, but Warrington will be hoping it's their voices that will be heard louder still before this match is over. Jeremiah throws it out to Miller, back on the inside it comes again. Now Lynham, the winger, right in the middle of play. Here's Jeremiah again. This is Ellis. Lost it backwards. Referee's having a good look at that. Well, he's going to give a penalty. He was actually looking to see if there was an advantage and then said, well, that ball was stolen away, so the penalty goes Hull's way.
Ball steal, no advantage.
So,
what do you do here? Have a crack at goal or put it into the corner? Put it into the corner.
well, the crack at goal would give you, if it came off, a 4-point advantage, wasn't it? So, still within range of Warrington, and Hull maybe just sensing here they've got a chance to strike an even greater blow than that. Jeremiah up a dummy half. 5 tackles from here. Hull well positioned. Off he goes. Miller with a flat pass. Yeaman's put down by a very willing Warrington defence. They've got some real steel, those Warrington defenders. So they will not be beaten easily. It's going to take a real effort here. Either effort or imagination. Pitts is put down. Jeremiah's up again now. Went to his right-hand side, puts it back to Holdsworth. Back to Whiting, over the top rightly. Suggested an interception, knocked it down. It'll be Hull who'll get it back again. Yes, it will. Hull gets it back. So another set of 6 for Warrington to withstand here. Hull with a head and feet at the scrum.
Well, they were threatening on the fringes, and Riley had to make a decision. He goes over the top Whiting. He's trying to get the intercept there. He's got 2 players defending on him, so not much choice there, Chris Riley.
Well, both sets of supporters trying to lift their heroes now. A gale of optimism blowing at the backs of Hull. And a real wind of hope behind the backs of Warrington. Here's Whiting. Thought about the offload, no one in the vicinity. So 5 to go. This is Jeremiah. Here's Ellis. Pushing hard again. Testing them. Setting up a position for Hull to attack from. Giving his playmakers the room if he can. Pitts. Solid tackle. Solid tackle from Cooper. Jeremiah. Miller. Holdsworth. Whiting. Ratchford came out and read it well. Closed down the options. So still a couple of tackles to go. Holdsworth again. Slides it into the end goal area. With the score! Nobody home for Warrington's defenders. Completely flat-footed by their excellent kick and chase. And Hull suddenly find themselves with daylight. And the road to Wembley looks just a little clearer. But there's hurdles to clear yet.
This is a magnificent kick from Daniel Holdsworth. He puts this on the screw and it comes back into the field of play. Look at the ball turning round for him. Sees Jeremiah on the flyer. No wonder they want this guy back in the team. Watch the kick. Whoa, what a finish. Well done, Hull. Quality of that kick is brilliant. Beats the post, beats everybody, and Jeremiah onside clearly grounds the ball. Watch what it means.
Well, it lifted them out of their seats as it flattened at Warrington. This kick here from Danny Tickle is pretty important. Should be fairly straightforward, but it's pretty important because at the moment it's a 6-point lead. And if Tickle puts this over, it's an 8-point lead. The significance of that is that Warrington would have to score twice. Well, there's a gale blowing from those Hull fans again here. They'll sit down and quieten, I would imagine, as Danny Tickle gets himself ready. With the strains of Old Faithful ringing around again, Danny Tickle puts it between the sticks. 8 points for Warrington, 14 for Hull. They're getting closer. They're getting closer, but there's still a long, long way to go. Warrington will respond.
I can't. The quality of Daniel Holdsworth's kicking game today has been exemplary, hasn't it? He just put everything on the sixpence. His exit kicks from his own half to the other half have bounced really, really well, and his precision kicks to the fringes have been sublime.
So, Hull 16, Warrington 8. But write this one off at your peril, because there is a good chunk of a half an hour still to play. And we know the quality of Warrington, we know the pedigree of Warrington, and we know the desire of Warrington.
Move! Men. Go, 2.
Here's Ellis. Scooping it up back to Jeremiah, who's hopping and skipping and finding a little bit of a way to make further distance downfield. Another penalty. Another penalty. This is where Warrington's
slightly distracted at the moment, aren't they? They get themselves. There's still 30 minutes of this game to go, there or thereabouts, and there's been a couple of penalties at the start of this second half that's not doing their cause any good.
A reminder of the red button there. The red button forum after this match is finished. Warrington players already taking a huge breath into their lungs and readying themselves for the rest of this contest. Get through this set of 6 defensively first of all. Deny Hull any kind of momentum build, and then get themselves back in possession and see if they can do something about this deficit they face at the moment. But it's the early birds who are flying just at the moment. Here's Jeremiah. Miller. Oh, a short one to Westerman. Doesn't fool those Warrington defenders.
Nearly fooled.
Holdsworth.
Right at the line.
It's another kick. Hodgson knows it's another of those thankless tasks that full-backs have. pick that ball up and then get smashed, but it's your job and you've got to do it. And here comes Riley, and look at the enthusiasm that's running through this whole line at the moment, making sure Warrington can't get out of this zone. Ratchford's done excellently well here, though.
He has. That might just be the goal for the wire. Run a little bit out of dummy half, get the whole middle people on their back foot and see if they can exploit that.
Ben Curry, is that the first time we've seen Ben Curry in the game?
Yes.
In this second half, a young player who's got a huge potential, hasn't he, Ben Curry? Oh, what about that from Westwood? Good offload, and it came off the legs of Joel Monaghan, so it's play on. Terrific by Westwood. 5 gone, here comes the last. Breers manages to get the kick away despite the attentions of the defender. Lyman catches safely enough in the sunshine, but surrounded by Warrington defenders, and despite his best efforts, he's not going too far forward.
Well, we're in a fight now, Warrington. We're in a fight.
What have they got? Well, we know what they've got. Why pose the question? We know what Warrington have got. The question is, can Hull quell it? Pets off for a rest. Jeremiah. Here's O'Mealy with a good pass on for Ellis, and rather Holdsworth just about caught in full flight. That was an important tackle to be made on that occasion by Grix, and there's the kick to touch that just puts Warrington back on their heels again. They will get head and feet here, Warrington, but with 80 metres to cover, and Jeremiah's taking over as well now in the kicking.
It's not a back kick in the scheme of things, is it, for Hull? They can have a breath and regroup and talk about keeping Warrington at this end of the field.
What about that roar, by the way, from the Hull fans greeting their forwards, coming forward just to pack down for a scrub. Now, Johnny Whiteley's here today. We saw him a little earlier, and he was talking in the week about how it was every Hull fan's responsibility to shout at the very top of their voices. There he is, Johnny Whiteley, one of the great legends of the Hull FC club. And Warrington will say, well, we'll see your Johnny Whiteley and raise you an Alex Murphy, because he's sitting watching as well. He does have allegiances elsewhere, doesn't he, Alex Murphy? Here's Ratchford, kicks away. Whitey carefully collects. Warrington up there. This is where they want to play now, Warrington. This is where they want to do their defending. Here's Lynham.
He's a big thing, isn't he?
Tony Arnold, what news?
Yeah, Jay Pitts just came off with double vision. He's been told to walk up and down the touchline in the hope, I guess, that he comes back to single vision.
There's Newman. There he is, seeing double. Lynch. 5 tackles, here comes the 6th. Riley winding himself up to run it back at this whole line. Lynham and Arundel are there to make the tackle.
Well, Warrington have backed themselves in the last couple of minutes. They've actually kicked early when they've had the ball in this part of the field before Ratchford, and backed their defence to restrict Hull's territory. Now they've got the ball back in reasonable field position.
Lee Breer's just been down on his haunches as well. It really is getting fairly brutal out there. It looks like he took a punch in the face or something, or bitten his tongue.
Yep, he was getting a bit of treatment. Talk about injuries. What about this fella, Paul Wood? 3 shoulders reconstructed and a lost testicle in his rugby league career. Famously in that grand final last year, of course.
I'm sure I need you to remind me of that injury.
Here comes the 6th tackle. Breers, he's got the wherewithal to put a very, very good kick up here. Monaghan's after it. Oh, it's taken well. I think that was Tickler who was underneath it, wasn't it? Danny Tickle, arms flailing all around him, but somehow managed to keep a hold of the ball. 8 points the difference. 23 minutes left to play. And the moment it's Hull's game, but that could change. Scamper from acting hard. There's Newman. Jeremiah Holdsworth with a kick again. It's Hodgson who's taken it safely enough.
Surrender!
Both teams are...
Go!
Oh,
How about that from Benny Westwood?
Move! Danny, away! Go!
Terrific noise around this stadium here in Huddersfield. And here's Riley.
there's a penalty from Arundel. Head high.
Well, this is a much-needed penalty from Warrington's point of view, isn't it? Because it will take them inside Hull territory, and it's not often of late that they've started a set at that end of the field.
Both teams have been looking a little bit tired on this kick, arm wrestle type of game that's been. Now we get a bit of field position through a penalty for Warrington.
Quick hands away from Hodgson, but Briscoe got in there, made sure it didn't go to hand.
I think he was touched by a Hull player, was it?
Briscoe's hand has been said it's going to be head and feed here for Warrington.
I think that's the right call, Dave.
So Warrington with a real opportunity here now. They have been under the pump for a lot of this second half, but they're still in this game, and they still have a chance. Bridge, oh, put it behind Riley, gone to ground forward. Well, the first tackle from the scrum. They like to take risks, to Warrington, but surely that was a risk too far. So early in the tackle camp.
Well, he'd done the hard work, he'd beaten his defender, maybe needed to go to ground him, but he wanted to get Riley away. See how he beats him? If he gets that ball to Riley, he's got the run in, and he's adjudicated that Chris Bridge knocked on here. So that's true, is it?
Here you go. Outflowing of breath from both sets of fans. Exasperation from Warrington, relief from Hull. Warrington know they need to step it up here this next minute or so, really hammer Hull in defence to keep them here, to make them make a mistake if they can. Lynham running it away. Picked up, push back. Miller at dummy half. Here comes Ellis. So Robbie Hunter-Paul, what are you making of all of this?
Well, I got to admit, I'm getting caught up with all the excitement in the stadium. The stands are going absolutely crazy. Loads of energy up here, and it's for that reason. We've got 20 minutes to go. Hull FC have got full control of this game, but Warrington can't get into it. Now, what Warrington need to do is stick to their game plan, get back into what they're doing, and don't get caught up with being too far behind. A team like Warrington, they're used to, with 20 minutes into the 20 minutes to go in the game, they're used to being up at least 20 points ahead. And I think if they just try to push the pass too much, as we saw in that last play, in the last set that they had, then obviously they're going to cause errors like we've just seen there. They need to play their original game.
Well, that's the kind of error that really puts you flat on your backside, isn't it? A knock-on so early in the tackle count, so deep in your own half. And the initiative handed back to Hull again.
Well, it's the story of Warrington's game. I mean, they do make more errors than any other team in the competition, but when it's getting close to 3 times at your opposition, it becomes hard day at the office.
Well, Hull have been in some tough games of late. We saw them against Catalan when they won 24-13, but they scored late. That was a very tight game. And the last 4 or 5 league matches they've been involved in, they lost a thriller against Bradford 19-12. They lost a thriller against Huddersfield 22-16, by a single point against Wakefield 27-26, and by just the 2 points against Castleford 30-28. So they've been in games up to the end, but they've lost them in the league, at least of late. Can this be one where they change that trend and hang on? Danny Hound's back at dummy half, back on the field. Miller's scooted to his left-hand side, trying to create some numbers over there, trying to cause confusion with the footwork. Warrington desperately hanging on again here. Houghton puts it back to Holdsworth. A little bit of a juggle. Inside for Westerman. Warrington knowing they've got to hang on here. They cannot afford to concede another try. Houghton out from dummy half. Danny Houghton drags himself over the line, but he will not put it down.
Wow. Hold your breath. He thought it was in. I thought it was in. Great job by the Warrington defence.
Here we go again. Still a couple of tackles to go here, I think. Or is this the fifth? This is the fifth tackle. Oh, it's an offload attempt. And Hodgson did well to get a hold of that when it flew towards him. O'Meally couldn't keep a hold. And Warrington survive again.
They're having to do, aren't they? It's one of those type of games.
It's a fabulous cup tie. Here comes Westwood. Hull fans desperately hoping that they are the generation that see their side win at Wembley. They've got to get there first. They're doing the job at the moment, but Warrington fans...
They're all putting that extra step in, that extra yard, that extra piece of defence that they'll need to do.
Warrington fans have seen their side in this kind of predicament many times over the years and have seen their side get out of it. Will this be a repeat? Here's Mickey Hyan. Sideways, not forward. Monaghan at dummy half, on the 6. Breers will kick from behind the 40. Safe catch by Whiting. Run it back as far downfield as he can. Here's Lynham at dummy half. He's done some work, hasn't he, the winger? Arundel. 16 and a half minutes to go. There's a man. Houghton, out from dummy half. Well, that's a good kick. That is a good kick. He'd have had his heart in his mouth because it waited till the very last moment, that ball, before it dropped on the right side from his point of view of the touchline and bounced out of play.
It just might be Hull's day. Normally when you get that ricochet, look at that. 12 inches inside the right side of the line for Hull. They walk to the scrum. They know they've got to defend if their lives depend on it. But they're good at that, Hull.
Would have been rude to talk over a sing-song like that, wouldn't it? And what about this? If they were in good voice before, those Hull fans, they are ecstatic now.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Warrington are to get out of this, it's going to take a huge effort in this last 15 minutes. As Hull are in the ascendancy, they're tackling if their lives depend on it. Loose carry there from Griggs, is it? And look what it means. What it means to the Hull players. They are pumped.
So here they go, set of 6, 16-8, 8-point lead, 2-score lead for Hull FC. You sense another try might just put the cup tie to bed.
Yes.
Here comes Whiting, trying to create that moment for his side. Tackle 10 metres away. Lynham's the man at dummy half, has a look down the blind side, but Warrington are not going to fall for that trick. They had it covered. Houghton, spinning it middle, Holdsworth. Here's Tickle. Warrington know they've got to defend this set now. They've got to hang on in this set. Houghton again. Holdsworth showing it, offers it on. Miller across the line. Ellis and pace finds a wall of Warrington's defenders. Houghton picks up again. O'Meally tries to get it back. It went backwards. Ham collects it. Warrington. Well, it's a terrific evident defence, this particular set from Warrington. It really is. Miller with a chip over the top. Ratchford's caught it. Ratchford runs it about. And I think that set of 6 tells you just how much pedigree and spirit Warrington still have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good attack from Hull. Asking lots of questions. Nice finish on the kick. Great catch from Ratchford. Great defence from Warrington. What a game.
I was going to say you don't win semi-finals easily, but of course yesterday was proof that sometimes you do. But this is one of those that is going to have to be fought for every last moment of the game. You want to go to Wembley, you earn it. Here's Breers. kicking, shaping for the long kick, going for the short one to Monaghan. There's creativity for you. Monaghan runs away from the defender. Monaghan's got support from Westwood. Westwood galloping to the corner, wants to go the other way. Inside for Howard, who fumbles it. Oh my word! Fingertips away from a try that would have got them back, right back into the game.
Brilliant. Brilliant from Warrington. Brilliant from Breers to release Joe Monaghan, and just the final play they couldn't gather, could they?
A kind of bounce. It's a different game. Westwood. Look at that. Oh, my word. Well, he claims he'd kick that. He claims he'd kick it, but he got his hands to it first, of course. So that's why it's a knock-on. So there is proof and a reminder that this ain't over yet. 13 huge minutes remaining.
Wait, lads, wait. Go.
Here's Liner.
Right, boys.
Mitchford's got his arm trapped in there. Here's Tickle.
4. Move! Yeah, boys, wait. Go.
Houghton. Oh, a bit of a gap there developed, and Houghton saw that and scampers through it, and on it goes to Lynch, and Lynch will gallop it further downfield as well. Have a much chance of him going the distance, but he's put them in a very good position. Houghton runs it away again. Step back by Miller, who was trying a little clever flick there.
Olseth lost the tackle count there.
Yeah, it was a 6 tackle, wasn't it?
Confident he thought there was another tackle after that. Oh, just Danny Houghton. How many times have we seen him do that? It's one end to the other.
Move! Oh, mate, wait.
Reminder, join the conversation on Twitter, hashtag BBC Rugby League, BBC RL, I should say, the 4-word forum. Sum this up in 4 words. And email us rugbyleague@bbc.co.uk. And we'll be reading those out and hearing from you in the after-match reaction analysis on the Red Button Forum. Hope you've enjoyed it today, because it has been terrific fare. Here comes Westwood. Gets it free. Went backwards, says the referee. Warrington have not given this fight up just yet. Here comes Curry. The young man doing well. Ratchford takes it on. Warrington were on the ropes, but they're coming back. And it's... well, he's given a penalty here. I was going to say, yeah, he's given a penalty, so... for the ball steal. Had been a knock-on, you would have thought Warrington would have wanted to start it upfield, but if it's a penalty, they'll be quite happy to go back. Breers puts it out. Here they come. 11 minutes left to play. Warrington are not going to give this one up easily. Morley driving it in, setting it up. 5 tackles to go. Michael Monaghan. Just a little jiggle of the hips forward. Mickey Hyam spins out to Breers. Breers with a long pass. Bridge steps away from a couple. Miller's there to make the tackle. How many gone? 2 tackles. Oh, it's a penalty. Penalty, so it's another set of 6 tackles.
They'll keep giving away penalties, so rather than have their line compromised.
Here's Westwood. Many likely characters in amongst this. Warrington 13 on the field at the moment, who can unstitch this whole defence. Ratchford being one of them, Hodgson being another. And what about Riley on that left-hand side? Riley goes for glory! Trying to get them back in the game. Wow. I'm not sure that anybody's absolutely confident about this. So it is all attention on Ian Smith, the video referee, for the biggest call of the game.
Touch and goal. So does he touch the line? The flag doesn't count. Does he touch the line, and does he get the ball down? So he's not near the line there. Again, the flag doesn't count, so that's irrelevant. Does he lose it? Does it come away? Does it come away? Can't tell on that. Can't tell if there's any separation on that. Does it come away from his hand? Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's good enough for me. The ball comes away from his hand, so that will be no try, 20-metre restart.
Well, Earl Crabtree said at half-time it was a game of inches and minutes, and that was 1 minute when 1 inch has really counted. That's how close Warrington were to getting back into the game. They might still do, but that would have been a big moment. But Riley, and you have to say from that final replay, justifiably denied what would have been a fantastic try.
That would have been an unbelievable try and worthy of this game that we've seen today.
Houghton at acting half. Hull survive. And the big thing from Hull's point of view is that they get the ball back in their hands. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but you're going to pick the man of the match today. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Not sure if Jay Pitts is still seeing double or not, but he's back on the field, and there's Danny Hatton again. Oh, gee, what a performer Danny Hatton's been this season for Hull. In good times and bad. There goes the high kick. Safe from Hodgson. And a testing pass for Riley. Not forward, it's okay. Riley runs it out.
Got a chance around now, Warrington. They've got to. They need 2 scores. They're going to have to play expansively, which they're well capable of doing.
This is Morley. Monaghan. It's Paul Wood. Monaghan is a little slow here to play the ball, allowing Hull a bit more oxygen in their lungs before they have to make the effort in defence again. Westwood wants to get it free, has got it free, but then it was knocked on, I think, by Monaghan. But anyway, it's dropped on by Hatton.
I think that's heading free to Warrington.
Oh, it's a big call.
I think that's a good call.
Stolen from the tackle, you reckon?
Oh, no, I think he offloads it backwards, Westwood, and I think a Hull player, Tickle, knocks it on.
I thought Monaghan knocked it on. Let's have a look at this.
Let's have a look. Westwood goes backwards, I think, so he offloads it backwards. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And there the Hull player knocks it on.
Never argue with Brian Noble. Never argue with Brian Noble. Absolutely spot on. Both he and him. The man in the middle, Richard Silverwood, calls it correctly.
Have to score this set for me, Warrington.
2 balls on the pitch at the moment. 2 balls on the pitch. The referee's going to play on. Here's Higher. Mickey Higher. That's tackle 2. Here's Michael Monaghan. This is Stephen Ratchford. Adrian Morley, who'll give and give. Michael Monaghan, the coach, looks on. Breers to the right-hand side. Hodgson with a step. Hull being asked the questions here. How big are their hearts in defence now? They might have thought they got the game won, but they've still got a lot of work to do. Morley takes it in. Here's Hyam on the 6th. Back to Breers with a gentle kick in. Whiting just... Well, I don't think he even got a touch to it, and it rolled past him and out of play. And Lee Breers is adamant. Well, the referee was looking to play it back on the 20. Lee Breers is adamant, as is he. His eyes tell you that.
Yeah, I think Whiting knocked this out of the back. I think he got a hand to it.
Well, the referee, I think, is pretty adamant that this is a 20-metre restart, but he has stopped it. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just check. Well, does Whiting get a touch here before it goes out of play?
I think it's the one before that, Smithy.
Yeah. Referee. Oh, there. No, there. Tickle.
Tickle touched the ball.
Not Whiting, Tickle. That's what Lee Breers was saying as well.
Oh, it's a kick.
Tickle's certainly playing at this because he flicks his leg out at it. It's a question of whether he got a touch to it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Right, no.
The giveaway there was a run of Whiting, wasn't it? Because he was going one way, and then the kick took it past him, so it deflected it past him. Well, they can't prove it. They decided they can't prove it. So it's a tap back on the 20 after all.
Well, how did the ball move?
It's taking spin today, though, isn't it, this pitch? Bit of reverse swing under the heavy cloud. Maybe it was that. Six and a half to go. Gareth Ellis in a bit of trouble. Pitts driving it forward. Holdsworth, kick to touch. Look at that, look at that. That's all you want, isn't it? If you're one of those big hole forwards, all you want to see from your kicker is that he makes it into touch with a kick like that.
It's been great today, Holdsworth, hasn't he?
And the roar of the whole fans again. Warrington fans have not stopped believing just yet, because they know what their side is capable of. But even for them, there will be doubts that are growing larger and larger as that clock ticks closer and closer to 80 minutes. Might be worth reminding you, by the way, that if it is all square at the end of 80 minutes, we go to golden point extra time. But some hair-and-scary stuff to go before if we get to that situation. Here's Joe Monaghan. Oh, he's lost it in his desperation to try and get free. And it's the advantage play, so the attempted kick, which rolls out of play, but it was the advantage play. They get that advantage, knowing that even if it doesn't come off, which it didn't, it's a scrum down, head and feet 20 metres from that Warrington line.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Hull's day, doesn't it? They can't be so presumptuous with still 5 minutes. They're capable of 2 scores in 5 minutes, Warrington, but they haven't got the ball. And the way the Hulls has been kicking and playing, I think they'll stay at this end of the field. And the way they're tackling, they've had that belief all day, haven't they?
5.5 minutes to play. This place is a cauldron at the moment, or half a cauldron at least, because the Hull fans in a fervour. Holdsworth, back it goes to Whiting. Sure, our old friend Ray Fletcher we're watching today, big black and white fan. He used to be our statsman, of course, at the BBC. First time this year he's not, but I'm sure he'll be watching this and will be mightily thrilled at the prospect of Hull potentially getting to Wembley. Lynch. Whiting. Oh, it's an interception by Riley! Riley's away! They're all chasing him as hard as they can! Riley puts the foot down! Westerman and Lynham get to him and drag him down! How quickly can Warrington get up there in support here? They need this! Boy, do they need this! Ratchford to Hodgson, overlap on the left-hand side, Curry with another! Curry with a try!
He's in!
There's still hope for Warrington! This cup tie ain't finished yet. You better believe it. Warrington go almost the length of the field to keep their hopes alive.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Whiting, and he gets his pocket picked by Chris Riley, who's gone. But still Lynham gets back. Makes the cover tackle. And they think they've killed it, but they go to the left, and Hodgson's got Ben Curry out there who finishes it. This kick becomes so important as well now for Brett Hodgson.
Wow. (16-12) at the score. The kick from Hodgson has just brushed past the upright. It doesn't make a lot of difference, really, does it? Other than
yes, it does.
Warrington could have levelled it with a penalty.
Yes.
But they could still win this with a try and a goal. If they're thinking about winning it, it doesn't make a big difference. Inside the 80, 16-12.
How many minutes? 4 minutes, 3 minutes?
3 minutes and 16 seconds. What a finish. What a game. There was a feeling in the water that this was going to be a classic here today. And it is certainly a classic of its type. It's been a little scruffy at times, errors at times from both sides, but hey, it's a semi-final, there's a lot at stake. But in terms of drama and tension, And we're going right to a finish. Here's Ratchford. The tackle is good on Griggs. He's a nervous man, Peter Gentle, more nervous than he was about 2 minutes ago. Ben Curry, try scorer. Hyam. Little run from him. There's 5. Here comes the 6th. 16-12, Warrington need a try. Breers puts it high. Whiting underneath it, chases on. Oh, it's allowed to bounce. And Whiting might have got away with it here. Well, he lets it bounce out of play. Who got a final touch? Tim Roby, the touch judge over there.
Time off. Yeah. Scrum.
Well, they're going to Ian Smith in the video ref.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
And this is a big call here.
That's what we're saying.
This is a big call.
This is a massive call. This is a game-breaking call. Who touches this? Well, nobody's touched it there. Whiting.
Who's the last touch?
Whiting's got his foot on the ball when the ball's going out. Is it Whiting?
It's Warrington's head and feed. Warrington's head and feed.
Oh my word.
Hull thought they were there. Warrington never gave up hope. And they're still battling away.
Oh my.
Here's Ratchford. This is Bridge. Ratchford, a dummy half. Morley has dropped the ball clean. Hull get away with it. And there you go, the head and feed. And there's a huge cheer of relief. It's an ironic smile, a pain smile, no doubt, from Tony Smith. What a tackle that was, by the way.
Unbelievable tackle. Who's underneath there? Was it Tickle? No, it was Tickle, I think, underneath. They've still got to go with the ball here, Warrington.
Yeah. What is it, 45 seconds per set, so given that, 2 minutes left to play. Oh, they'll get more than that. They've got it spread away, the ball's gone to ground. Breers picks it up now, runs it back. Breers put down. 5 yards away. They need the try, they need the goal, Warrington. Here's Westwood. Mickey Hyam. Up a dummy half down the blind side, Mickey Hyam. Drags defenders with him. They've got all the field to play with now. Well, they still go the blind side. Joel Monaghan. Monaghan tries to bully his way over, can't do so. Held up just short. Back it comes. Monaghan offside. Offside. Nobody can bear to look here.
You best look for me.
1 minute and 7 seconds to go. Here's Monaghan. This is Westwood. Westwood put down.
He's been massive today as well.
Monaghan picks up. Cooper. Mike Cooper, tackle close. Michael Monaghan again here. Briers, across. Picked up eventually, off the bounce by Bridge. Bridge with a step back on the inside. Hull desperately hanging on. 45 seconds left to play. Penalty. It's another penalty.
They haven't got the time, just play on.
Here we go, quick one. 30 seconds to go. There's Briers, Lee Briers rather, who's tackled. 30 seconds left. Swung away. Cooper, Ratchford out to this left-hand side. Griggs with a step. Hull swarming in defence. 20 seconds left to play.
This is the game. This is the play.
Here comes Curry. Curry held on to. It's another tackle swallowed up by these Hull defenders. 6 seconds to go. They're on the countdown. Breers with a kick to the right-hand side. Monaghan's huge. Oh, and a hand got in there from Miller, who touches it away. The hooter will sound. The hooter will sound, and a Hull victory. They have just about hung on in the most testing of circumstances. Full marks to Warrington, who gave it everything, but Hull gave a little bit more. It's cherry and white against black and white at Wembley in a month's time. It's a semi-final that will live a long, long time in the memory.
Unbelievable game. plaudits to both teams. Warrington right at the death there, would have thought they'd have got over the line, but the desire of Hull, the determination of Hull, the underdogs win through, and you have to say deservedly so on the balance of the game.
Wow, what a game. Let's hear from the winning coach, Peter Gentle, who's speaking now with Tanya Arnold.